Scotch whisky, a drink synonymous with Scotland, is more than just a spirit. It's a symbol of the country's heritage, craftsmanship, and rugged landscape. From the rolling hills of Speyside to the windswept islands of Islay, each region of Scotland imparts its unique character to the whisky produced there. The art of making Scotch whisky has been honed over centuries, passed down through generations of distillers who take pride in their craft. This journey begins with simple ingredients: barley, water, and yeast, and through a series of meticulous steps transforms them into a complex and rewarding drink. This essay delves into the fascinating world of Scotch whisky production, exploring the journey from grain to glass. We'll uncover the secrets behind each stage, from the selection of raw materials to the final product that graces our glasses. Whether you're a seasoned whisky enthusiast or a curious newcomer, join us as we unravel the mysteries of this beloved spirit. The foundation of any great Scotch whisky lies in the quality of its ingredients. Barley, water, and yeast. These three humble components form the backbone of this iconic drink. Each element plays a crucial role, contributing to the final flavor profile and character of the whisky. Scottish barley, renowned for its high quality, is the preferred choice for Scotch whisky production. Its high starch content is essential for the fermentation process, which ultimately yields alcohol. Water, another vital ingredient, is sourced from Scotland's pristine springs and rivers. The unique mineral content of the water influences the whisky's flavor, adding a sense of place to the final product. Yeast, the microscopic workhorse, is responsible for converting the sugars extracted from the barley into alcohol during fermentation. The specific strain of yeast used can significantly impact the whisky's aroma and taste. The journey from barley grain to Scotch whisky begins with a process called malting. This crucial step awakens the barley's dormant enzymes, setting the stage for fermentation. Malting involves steeping the barley in water, allowing it to germinate and sprout. As the barley germinates, it produces enzymes that break down the starches into fermentable sugars. This process is carefully controlled with the temperature and humidity closely monitored. Once the desired level of germination is reached, the barley is dried in a kiln, halting the process and preserving the precious enzymes. The method of drying, often using peat smoke, imparts distinctive smoky flavors to the final whisky. Section 4. Mashing, extracting sugars for fermentation. With the malted barley ready, the next stage is mashing. This process extracts the fermentable sugars, known as wort, which will be transformed into alcohol during fermentation. The malted barley is ground into a coarse flour called grist and mixed with hot water in a large vessel called a mash tun. The hot water activates the enzymes in the malted barley, breaking down the starches into sugars. The mixture is stirred and allowed to rest, allowing the enzymes to work their magic. The resulting sugary liquid, the wort, is then drained off, leaving behind the spent grain. This sweet malty liquid is now ready for the next stage, fermentation. Section 5. Fermentation yeast's transformation. Fermentation is where the magic truly begins. The sweet wort, rich in sugars, is pumped into large fermentation vessels called washbacks. Here, yeast is added and the transformation from sugar to alcohol commences. Yeast, a single-celled fungus, consumes the sugars in the wort and produces alcohol and carbon dioxide as byproducts. The fermentation process typically takes around 48 hours, during which time the yeast works tirelessly, transforming the wort into a beer-like liquid called wash. The wash, now containing a low percentage of alcohol, possesses a slightly sour yeasty aroma and is ready for the next crucial stage, distillation. The fermentation process, a magical transformation of sugars into alcohol, has reached its peak. Our yeasts, those tiny alchemists, have feasted on the sweet wort, a sugary liquid derived from malted barley. They've produced alcohol, a symphony of flavors and carbon dioxide, evidenced by the receding foam on the surface of the wash. The once sweet wort has transformed into a cloudy, beer-like liquid known as the wash or distiller's beer. It's alive with subtle flavors, a hint of the spirit's future character. But at this stage, the alcohol content is low, around 5 to 10% ABV, and the flavors are raw and undeveloped. The magic of distillation awaits. Distillation, the heart of whiskey production, is the process of separating alcohol from the fermented wash. It's here, in gleaming copper stills, where the spirit is truly born. The wash is heated in the still. Alcohol, with its lower boiling point than water, vaporizes first. This alcohol-rich vapor rises through the still's neck. It then cools and condenses back into liquid form, now at a higher alcohol concentration. This process isn't just about concentrating alcohol. It's an art form, a delicate dance of heat and pressure that shapes the spirit's character. Two main types of stills grace the world of whiskey production: pot stills and column stills. Pot stills, with their bulbous shape and swan-like necks, are the oldest form of stills. They produce a robust, flavorful spirit, rich in the character of the wash. Each batch is unique, influenced by the skill of the distiller. Column stills, towering structures of copper and steel, offer a continuous distillation process. They produce a lighter, more refined spirit, perfect for blending. The choice of still influences the final character of the whiskey, shaping its flavor profile. Section 4. The heart of the matter, separating the good from the bad. Distillation is not just about collecting alcohol, it's about separating the desirable from the undesirable. The initial vapors, known as the foreshots, are harsh and contain undesirable compounds. Similarly, the final vapors, the feints, have an unpleasant taste and are also discarded. The distiller, with a keen nose and years of experience, identifies the heart of the run. This middle portion contains the purest and most flavorful spirit, the essence of the whiskey. It's carefully collected while the foreshots and feints are discarded or redistilled. Section 5. The spirit's journey, refining the whiskey. Even after the careful separation during distillation, the newly formed spirit, known as new make, is still too raw and fiery for consumption. It requires further refinement to tame its rough edges. This is where the spirit undergoes a process of spirit reduction. Water is carefully added to the spirit, lowering its alcohol content to the desired level for aging, typically around 63.5% ABV. This gradual reduction allows the flavors to meld and mature. Section 6. A Whiskey's Tale, from Grain to Glass. The journey from grain to glass is a testament to time, tradition, and craftsmanship. Each step, from the selection of grains to the type of still used, influences the final character of the whiskey. For example, the use of peat in drying the malted barley imparts a smoky flavor to Scotch whiskies. The type of cask used for aging, whether it's ex-bourbon or sherry casks, further influences the whiskey's color, aroma, and flavor. Section 7. Maturation's embrace, preparing for a long sleep. The newly distilled spirit, now refined and reduced, is ready for its long slumber in oak casks. This marks the beginning of the maturation process, where the whiskey will spend years, even decades, developing its complex flavors and aromas. The oak casks, often previously used for aging sherry or bourbon, impart their own unique characteristics to the whiskey. The porous wood allows for a slow and gentle interaction between the spirit, the oak, and the surrounding environment. This interaction is crucial in transforming the raw, fiery spirit into the smooth, complex, and flavorful whiskey we know and love.